Jamaal Bowman telling the truth, okay, he's in trouble for telling the truth, blames the lack of black support for Biden on Biden's inability to deliver for black people. Damn right, absolutely correct. Okay, let's put up a picture of Representative Jamaal Bowman out of New York. That brother tells the truth. He has blamed President Joe Biden's lack of action on police reform for Biden's tumbling numbers among African Americans. I agree. I don't think it's only police reform. That's the only deviation here with me and Mr. Bowman. But I do think a large part of it is, and the whole part is delivery in total. You campaigned on a particular platform and you did not deliver. As the president loses support, this is real. This is a reality. This is happening right now. As the president loses support in the African American community, it's important for the president to be in strategic planning sessions with both legacy and contemporary civil rights and the CBC and activists, so that we can get something done that the black community has been fighting for and demanding and dying for many years, which is not just voting rights, but police reform. That is what Representative Bowman said. That is accurate, that is true, okay? After Chauvin, the killer, was convicted in April. I want to remind you of this. Joe Biden said he pledged to Mr. Floyd's family that Congress would pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. We talk about it a lot on the show. But negotiations between Senator Cory Booker, a Democrat, and Senator Tim Scott, a ridiculous person, as well as Representative Karen Bass of California, failed, and police reform has essentially fallen by the wayside since then. Remember what President Biden said in that famous speech? He said, and I quote, "And especially for those moments when this campaign was at its lowest, the African American community stood up for me. They always have my back, and I'll always have yours." Joe, I want you to succeed, because if your agenda you campaigned on succeeds, my community succeeds, the American progress happens, communities across the country win. If you win, Joe, we win. And I'm talking about the agenda you campaigned on. However, if you compromise, we lose. There's a cause and effect relationship with politics. It's organic. If you don't deliver for the people that put you in office, they will not put you in office again. They will not support those that you support. We did not vote for a personality. Let's be clear. Nobody was excited to vote for Joe Biden. If you tell me you were excited to vote for Joe Biden, you're a damn lie. You were excited to vote against the policy and the wrecking ball of Donald Trump. And you voted in a policy, not a person. And that policy has not been delivered. So yes, the representative is 100% correct, and it should serve as a warning and also a reflection to the political leaders on the left. Deliver or be transferred. Adrienne, thoughts?
You definitely hit the nail on the head there. The fact is that I don't think any of us were particularly excited to put forward Joe Biden, but the fact is that he made promises to us and they're not being fulfilled. And I think Bowman is correct in terms of police reform, but I think the problem is that a lot of members of the black community do not necessarily believe the system can be reformed, because in actuality, the system is operating as it is expected and was created to operate. I think his numbers in terms of Biden, his numbers have gone down in part because, hey, he didn't get rid of college debt. He could have done something about that. The fact is that the vast majority of black students and black people who went to college are suffering from extreme debt. And the fact is that it continues to enhance the racial wealth gap. And we're seeing that the fact that getting education does not close any kind of racial disparities that are happening in society. So again, it's us black people being sold a false bill of goods. And then he had the opportunity, Biden, to maybe address cannabis and the fact that it's still what, a class 1, Schedule A, whatever drug. in the federal government, despite the fact that it has racist origins. And you can't tell me it's exactly as potent and as powerful and as detrimental as heroin, yet it's up there logged with it. And the fact is that Black people have suffered the most when it comes to incarceration because of it. Yet we see a lot of white people making money off of it now, and Biden had an opportunity to do something, and instead he chuckled and really sat on that old school mentality of reefer madness. So the fact is that Joe Biden hasn't held up any of the ends that would support the people that he claims he's so grateful for their support. So what does he expect?
Yeah, and he still has moves on the table. So I know some people will try to moralize against me and say, well, Joe Biden, the president, is doing the best he can. He has obstructionists in the party. He has to deal with Joe Manchin, Sinema, and others. Let's be real. Through executive action, he can defund federal dollars. He can defund police departments that do not serve the agenda of the American progress we're talking about. He can do that with an actual executive order. He doesn't need a law. He controls that element of federal funding. He can also override the parliamentarian about this. This won't be allowed because it's not germane to the rules of the filibuster. The vice president is president of the Senate and can override that. Also, he can instruct Schumer to take Manchin and anybody else who stands with him, take these people off of committees and dry up their influence. Is it bold? Yes. Is it radical? You're damn right. But that's exactly the game that the other side is playing. We're in a baseball game with golf clubs. That's what we're doing. And we're losing. We're losing. And anytime people like Manchin wins, the community loses, Joe Biden. I know you like the guy, and I know he's your friend. But we didn't vote you there to get along with Manchin. We voted you there to stand up for us.